So it was in the end of 23. Yeah, it started really for me that I used Chatroulette in Corona times to learn English, really, to learn talking, understanding, to strengthen my English. Yeah, one evening I was on Chatroulette and I had a lot of good talks, and it was really late. It was like 1 a.m. for me already. And then I connected to Ailin, and we have kind of like different versions of what happened. We can't seem to have the same story, but how I remember it, it was we connected, and she was sitting on her bed with her cats, and she remembered that differently. Yeah, we got along really, really good. Our first talk was like 5 hours long.
I never actually used Chatroulette before, only like a few times with friends to have fun in some party. I only used it like 2 days really, but I started to use it to improve my spoken English because I lived in Bariloche. There's a lot of foreign people that I met in the mountain going to hike. By that time, I broke a toe, so I was in my home, really bored. And I start like I would say I was searching for a place to speak with someone in English. Well, it was a long journey to that, because it was like at least 4 months of talking every day, sharing a lot of stuff. He started like to share with me that he had emotional feelings towards me. At the beginning, that scared me a lot because I wasn't prepared for a love demonstration, really. I was like thinking more about him like a friend. When he first told me that he was falling in love with me, I stepped really back and I was like, you are my friend. Like, no, don't ruin this, kind of. But he was pretty insistent with the subject, like, no, but I am really falling in love with you. I was questioning myself what was happening with me with all these things. I talked with my friends to have a third opinion about it. I was like, something is wrong with me because I cannot open myself to have a new relationship. But then I was like, he's really sweet with me. I never met a guy who was so sweet like he is, really, with me. And I was like, well, maybe I have to open to this experience, see what happens, like just live the process. He was like, he's since the beginning told me that he wanted to visit me in Argentina. For me, that wasn't a real thing.
I wasn't financially in a position where I could say, well, I just fly over. Right after I catched feelings, which was really early, I had in the back of my mind, I want to visit her, and secretly began to save a little bit of money so I can fly to her even before we talked about that topic. Just in case everything works good, so I can say, well, I can come now. I, of course, talked about that with my friends, that I want to fly to Argentina. And I think for most Germans, Argentina is not really on the map. When they think about Argentina, they think about the third world, and that sounds bad. So they were all scared of so many things. I don't know, Ailin, if you can remember that I didn't want to take an Uber because my friends told me that maybe I get kidnapped and something like that. So they put me like really fear into my mind. And my family was like, no, she just wants to use you. And I was like, obviously not, because I was the one who kind of fought for that and initiated that. But it made me insecure deep in my head. And I became like really wonky. Yeah, at one point I said like, no, I really want to fly to you. And I put my neighbor to cat sit my cats, booked the flights, which was a really, really long travel, which was scary because I never flew that much. It was first from Leipzig to Frankfurt, from Frankfurt to Buenos Aires, and from Buenos Aires to Bariloche. Well, I would start because I think I'm a little bit shorter. So I was able to ignore it for longer. It really and like actively trying to not let that feeling in, because I wanted to enjoy the time, because those 2 weeks for me were like a dream. It was like you wake up in the morning and you ask yourself, did that really happen? So I didn't want that feeling to go away. So it really hit me like 3 days before I was leaving. But there I was able to control myself. And the last 2 days where you start to pack your stuff and things, I began to, I was trying to enjoy the time. In the end of last month, she put in the visa application and they accepted it already in less than 2 weeks. So we already have a date when she comes to Germany.
Yeah, it was really quick. I set up a date really far away because they told me that it could take at least 3 months. I didn't expect that it was going to be in less than 2 weeks. So in September, I already have my visa to go to Germany and start a lot of paperwork again.
Yeah, we all love paperwork.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of mixed emotions with it because I am ready. When I got the email of the visa, I start like to really feel the reality. I would say I am optimistic. I am scared, of course, because it's a big jump in my life. My plan for Germany is really put a lot of effort to learn the language because I think that's the most important thing to integrate in the society, to make friends, or to handle work. I got my title translated. I am a lab technician. But when I go to Germany, my first thing is going to go to the office so to see if they can homologate my title. But of course, at the beginning, I will have to work in another field because I am still learning the language.